In Bexhill, though, in East Sussex, locals are planning to stage another protest this evening in opposition to plans to house 1,200 migrants in their town. And we are off to Bexhill now because Jeff is a local resident and I believe Jeff joins me. Jeff, thank you very much for joining me. I hope you are well. How do you respond to the latest stark figures, by the way? Around 140,000 people going to be in accommodation, a little bit like the one I can see behind you there, and we're in a national emergency. How do you respond to all of these figures?
Yeah, the national emergency put out by Home Office is just a way of getting around planning. It's pretty sad to think that democracy is at stake here, that if the government is allowed to invoke an emergency on this, what next? What will it invoke an emergency decision on next? You know, we simply cannot keep going on like this, just sort of blundering from one chaotic situation to another. Why is it an emergency? They've known about it for 7 years. It's been going on since 2015, and suddenly, they're all surprised. Well, why are they surprised? You know, why haven't they been doing something? You know, an oversight on Westminster's part shouldn't be an emergency on Bexhill's part.
Well, I think it's not so much a national emergency, which it is. It's potentially a national emergency of the government's own making, by the way. But it's definitely a local emergency for you, isn't it?
Very, very local, very local, and it's very personal. Bexhill used to be like Sussex's best kept secret. It's a seaside town, keeps itself to itself. It's very conservative with a big and small C, and now suddenly there's going to be an influx of 1,200 people with no real backup here. So it's just the most unsuitable site. It's derelict. Don't look at the government pictures that show it in pristine condition. It's not in pristine condition by any stretch of the imagination. It's going to take an age to actually make this habitable. And on humanitarian grounds, you can't put anyone in there. You simply can't put anyone in there. So it's the wrong place, it's the wrong time. And by doing this, by having these sites, if you like, going up, it takes the pressure off the government from actually addressing it. So it'll be this one this week, it'll be another one next week, which it has to be to get up to the amount that we need. So every week, a little bit of pressure is taken off the government from actually dealing with it. So this is not the solution.
Jeff, we are playing footage now of not the old slick PR pictures from the government, but actually quite clear visual imagery about how derelict it looks. I think everyone can see that's not really fit for human habitation. Jeff, what is the main complaint for you guys, apart from the obvious, which is the amount of people that are being dumped there? I mean, could this site have been used for something else? Was there planning developments in place? Was there an economic development in place? Was there a bit of that going on?
Yeah, I mean, every council has a development policy, and we have a local development plan that runs until, I think, don't quote me on this now, although you will, 2028. So it's got 5 more years to run on the local development policy. So it's already been assessed by elected people. You know, the council are elected, and we've got councillors that are elected. Elections are coming up soon. So there's already a plan in place that's been signed off and agreed by everybody, and now suddenly there's an emergency, and all the democracy that goes behind those plans is just brushed to one side.
Jeff?
It's pretty undemocratic.
Just quickly, Jeff, very quickly now. I've always wanted to ask someone like you. You say that area is conservative with a big and a small C. Who the heck do you vote for at the next election?
Well, it's a real big thing, and it's the most horrible feeling to feel abandoned by your MP. And I've never been on a campaign or a protest before in my life, not even as a student. But when you feel that you've been let down by your MP or abandoned, then you've got to go out. So I don't know. I don't know who to vote for. I may even put myself up. Heaven forbid.
Put yourself up. Well, you heard it here first. Jeff, thank you very, very much. Great stuff. Jeff there, who is a Bexhill local resident. Rouse.